Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting a new series based upon the exercises written by Carl Czerny. This series is going to be his book called 100 Progressive Studies, and today I'm going to show you how to play number 1. If you are a beginner, you may want to try out my other series called Practical Methods for Beginners, as this particular series is meant for the intermediate player who is already somewhat proficient at reading music. Both hands will start in a C position, very similar to what you see in method books, which is this position where your thumb is on middle C, but in this book, our fifth finger of our left hand is on middle C, and the right hand is on the octave above. You'll notice that sometimes it's going to call for fingers that you don't expect, such as in measure 2. Now you wouldn't expect to go to fingers 2 and 4 here because your fingers 1 and 3 were already over those notes. However, it's preferred to use 2 and 4 because what's happening next in the next measure, where you have a third starting on B and D, and that perfectly lines up your fingers 1 and 3 to do that measure. This is also a great exercise for alternating fingers, which is used very often in piano music, especially when you have thirds, such as the third measure here, where we have B and D with fingers 1 and 3, C and E with fingers 2 and 4, and D and F with fingers 3 and 5. You'll notice in measure 4, when we go back to CE, and we have fingers 2 and 4 on CE, in the next measure, you're going to need to change your third finger to be back to the E. And again, stretch over 2 and 4 to C and E. Now, a way to make these all legato, because there is a legato marking above them, especially when you move between the last two, the D and the F and the B and the D. When you move between these two sets of notes, the letter D needs to be played again on the last one, so you do have to let go of the note. However, if you hang on to the upper note, the F, when you release the D to go play the B and the D, it almost gives the illusion to the ear that it's very legato. Because the F will be carrying over the sound for you. And ends with CEC. We're going to move right into the second half, still with the right hand. It starts with B and D with fingers 1 and 3, going to CE with fingers 2 and 4, but then 1 and 3, so that way you can climb up to D and F sharp and bring that one to 1 and 3, so you can have D and G with 1 and 4. E is 2, F is 3, and then G is 5. So instead of playing your fourth finger, bring in your fifth finger, so you can again bring over 2 and 4 to C and E, like we did in the previous line. Let's go over the left hand. The left hand will be in the C position most of the time, but occasionally your fifth finger is going to have to drop down to notes like G and sometimes B. So in the very first measure, we're going to start with C with your fifth finger. Fourth finger plays D, third finger is E, but then fifth finger down to G, and then B, C is 4. But then the next C is 5, 4, 3, 5, way down to G. I'll play that one more time. start down on the lower G, play full octave up to G, fifth finger to C now, then to D, reach over to C, G and B with tune 4, and reset back to how we were in the beginning. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you found it very helpful. If you did, I would certainly appreciate a thumbs up for this video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already, because then you won't miss when I have the next tutorial ready for you.